Hey, look at this, dude. Beautiful. Look how pretty this looks. Look how beautiful this looks, dude. This is gorgeous. It does look good with the raw, doesn't it? This is an interesting surprise for today's stream because I have an HHKB that I haven't fully, decided to gut and mod yet, but I have been wanting a case for it. So this is the case. It's called the Pro2K, designed by Han. It's pretty nice. It's a fair price point. It's just a case you get, by the way. You have to source your own components. But it's been something that's been on my radar too. The first time I heard about this was through Frether. Frether had messaged me and said, hey, did you want to take a look at this project? And I was like, oh, actually, hell yes. This is something that is right up my alley because I've been wanting a case for my own unit. So this is that. It's 220. It comes in a variety of different colors. I don't think any of the colors cost more. Even raw, which is nice. It even comes with a PC bottom option if you don't want the aluminum bottom. Pretty nice, and it's compatible with the Pro 2 PCB from HHKB, the YDKB KB 400 Pro 2, and the Cipulot EC Pro 2s, as well as Metakeeb's EM6. The plate will be anti-fingerprint stainless steel, not the one that I received, so just so you guys know. For US customers, taxes are paid, like import taxes and stuff are all paid by Key Spenceri. Thank you. That's honestly such a scary topic right now. The controller I sent does have Bluetooth compatibility with ZMK, but with the metal case, there could be interference. PC case will be fine, so up to customers to pick the combination. So here's a good note for you guys. If you do want wireless compatibility, probably go with the PC bottom case. I think that's kind of a no-brainer, but also a good reminder. And then also, just as a final reminder, just like I mentioned at the beginning, this is case only for the sale. PCB and stuff will have to be your purchase separately, which is cool because I think a lot of people probably have, who are shopping for this, probably want a case for for example, their HHKB Pro. I know I do, so this is going to be a fun project for that. Like I said, comes in a few different colors. Starting price is $220. I don't think there's actually any price that you can make this more expensive unless you buy the Kush HHKB controller. It's going to be in pink, ice blue, orange is sick, silver, PC, and raw. It's going to have a silver or PC bottom case, so you can only get the bottom case in silver or PC. And then an HHKB or Win keyless, which I think HHKB will probably more people's cup of tea. So what color is this technically? Is this... I think this is orange? I think this is orange, which looks a bit more peachy than orange, I'd say. I don't know if I'd consider this like a true orange, unless this is supposed to be pink, which I don't know. Pink's way different. This is probably orange. This does look really cool though. Man, see, this is such a cool project for all this stuff. This is gonna be so cool. I am so excited for this. Easy access case. Because as much as I like my HHKB, my Happy Hacking case, like the plastic one, it's cool and all, this is way more up my alley. I'd get a PC bottom for sure. I wish we got the PC bottom to test today. But yeah, here is the case. So I'll show you guys side angles and all that jazz. So here's the side profile. Pretty standard wedge. Has a little, I don't know what you call it, some fins here on the side. This little lifting tab type thing. Very cool. Ano looks really good on this too. We have our pass-throughs on the back. We have the bottom of the case. Pretty standard fare. Nothing too crazy here. Some feet. Some machined lines here on the bottom. Let's start assembling it, shall we? It's a very nice case. Yeah. Is there another top piece in here? Oh, shit. Did Frether send us another one to take a look at? Oh, actually, hold on, Frether. I'm going to pop on this one. Show the sides. Side profile again? Oh, this looks way cleaner. I'm going to be honest. I'm not a big fan of this particular orange, but this is clean, dude. That is very nice with the raw. Really, I like the raw case better, like the raw top case. Really, I'm not really into this particular orange. I mean, it has the machining marks on it. It's not a brush look, it's just machine marks. Which, I mean, could be made to be, machining brush strokes type thing. No coat, just raw. So yes, this will tarnish after a while. Patina, if you will. Which I actually think is pretty cool for this. Because, okay, hear me out. If this was all raw aluminum, I would say maybe add the clear coat. But because this is just the top frame, I actually think this will give it some character over time. And then if you end up going with the silver bottom, like it'll contrast really nicely. So I'm here for that. Alrighty, then we have our domes. Now, actually, this is kind of where I meant to ask Feather, what are all these pieces here? I don't know what brand of domes these are and stuff like that. I have no clue. This is all sent by Feather and Han. The dome is Real Force R3 45 gram original domes. Okay, thank you very much. Then we have our box of springs, which, you know, my least favorite component about doing these types of things. We have our PCB and stuff. We are using the keycaps that they sent over today because GMK might have interference with these particular parts. I don't know if that's going to be for all parts. Obviously, depending on the domes and switches you use, could change. I guess first things first, let's disassemble this and get our plate out. Feather, will the Phillips head screws be changed here? Because that's the only turnoff from this board so far. Should be hex. Beautiful. Yeah, usually prototypes are shipped with Phillips head stuff. Ooh, look at the stepped internals of this case. Very cool. I'm guessing there'll be room in here for batteries and all that, so... Actually, should even help with some acoustics and stuff. That's really fun. I think I do need to mod these. Okay, so we'll pop these in and then we'll mod them all. All right, so we're popping these in this way. We'll just, we'll tackle this slowly. I hope no one's in a rush today. It's a lazy Sunday for me, guys. This is the EC equivalent to soldering, is popping in the housings of these switches and then lubing all the housings. This is the equivalent, dude. I just want to make sure all the screw holes are lined up nicely. Okay, I think we're good to start screwing this in. This is my most hated part. I actually don't mind this part. It's a little nerve-wracking, but I don't mind it. Just a little nerve-wracking. Did you lube the springs? I don't like lubing the springs with Toper boards. I personally think you can run... I mean, you can oil them slightly, but I would not. I would probably skip on that personally. If they're quality springs, they should be fine. I've never done it, and I've built a few. I built actually quite a handful of EC stuff for people at this point, but I've never felt the need to. I lube the PCB instead of the springs. I would also argue against doing that, but some people do that as well, which is totally fine. There's lots of ways you can mod this stuff. My method, I just lube the sliders and everything is a-okay. If you're using quality springs, it shouldn't matter too much. Some people like to do other things. We've had discussions about this in the past. Everyone builds their EC stuff a little different. Again, I only do the sliders. Sliders, you can, again, if you want to, a very light coating of oil. Krytox to, what is it, 105 GPL? Very light on the springs. I wouldn't even bag lube them. I would just brush it on if you want. The problem is that stuff might pool underneath the domes, and then it could also, like if you put too much, it could also create like a little suction-y effect. Is it best not to lube at all? Listen, I've never lubed them. I've seen people explain to me why like some people would want to lube the springs. I'm still on team I don't lube them. This is purely preference. The only thing I would probably say like only do if you're comfortable, which I think has been proven to not be super good by people way more into this part of the hobby than I am, is lubing the PCB. I think we had a long discussion about this last time in which I said I probably wouldn't never do that just because it could create like suction effects. To each their own. The EC stuff, dude, okay, can I give credit to where credit's due? Can I say I really think EC stuff blew up in popularity? More than it already was popular, but I would, dude, I'm going to give credit to the Agar for that. I think once the Agar came out and people were getting their EC stuff for the Agar, I think EC stuff started to get more like, people started to get more comfortable, I should say, with EC stuff. And I don't mean it wasn't already popular. I just mean more people seem to start getting into their own stuff. I guess more mainstream. Mainstream is probably the word I am going to look for here. There was already kits and stuff for EC stuff that sold out rather quickly. Like if you would ask like the person who's buying like a lot of the more mainstream keyboards, like have you dabbled with it? No, it would be the answer. And I kid you not, after we took a look at the Agar EC stuff, I've never seen as many EC like requests in my entire life flood into like DMs and stuff like that. Never. Agar just made it super accessible. Accessible is a really good word too. Listen, I'm also trying to word this better here. I'm trying to like word this to a point where it's fair. But I do think accessible is a good way to word this. There's like a little lip you have to kind of align with the USB-C kind of shroud there. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Why isn't this sitting properly? Oh, it's this like little plastic clip thing. There we go. Do you know if the PC board is going to have threaded inserts? I don't know. Feather, do you know? Because that would be kind of nice if it did. That's actually a big point to bring up too. It should. I honestly think it should. Like, it won't? Is there any way you can get that done, Feather, and have threaded inserts? Is that possible? I do advocate for threaded inserts in polycarbonate or acrylic. Not that it's always 100% going to be there, and there's reasons why sometimes there won't be threaded inserts, but the thread on the PC is strong enough to have even 10 times of unassembly, so it'll still be fine, but I can suggest to the designer. That would be amazing if you could, because there's not a huge cost in adding those like helixes in. But absolutely, I would definitely suggest that. Yeah, if you have thin bezels, you can't do it. That's like really the exception to the rule. Like if there is a machining tolerance there, unfortunately, sometimes it can't be done. Honestly, this is really good timing for building this. Hey, look at this, dude. Beautiful. Look how pretty this looks. Look how beautiful this looks, dude. This is gorgeous. It does look good with the raw, doesn't it? The springs were way easier to put on this one here, Sue. Honestly, last time I think the springs took me 45 minutes. This one here was like maybe 15. The springs weren't as bad as I thought. It really, the hang up for me on EC builds is how tangled the springs are. Quite literally, if I'm building it from scratch like this. All right, let's pop on some keycaps here. Ooh, look how nice. Here is our final build. Pretty. This is going to be a definite pickup for me. It will need to be sent back so you can put your feet first. Okay. Let's try no feet, and then we'll try putting feet on, because there probably will be a bit of a difference with feet, by the way. Here's the final unit. This is the Pro2K. Why does this look so good right now? Because it's a classy looking keyboard. Honestly, even the fact that this has a magnetic top is kind of freaking nice. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I really appreciate the magnetic top on this. Like that is extremely handy. But let's see how this sounds like. These are modded with just a little bit of 205. The stabs were already done for me with some BDZ. And here we go. I mean, yeah. I want to tune the stabs up a little bit more. Maybe because one of them got separated in transit. Some of the lubricant probably rubbed off a little bit, but we can tune those up now. I think it's spring crunch. No, it's the stab. The stab fell apart in transit, so it didn't do a great job of surviving. So let's tune that up a little bit with some 205. And you're gonna have to position your syringe basically around where the wire would be, and then inject a little bit of lube. And then on the bottom and top rails as well. Yes, EC stabs are very hard to get right. But I think I got it there. See that? But it's essentially the way I found it is you kind of have to attack it from like left and right, and then a little bit on the top and bottom, like the slider part of it. So 205, yes. 205 is what I used. Much better. And you don't put a lot, by the way, guys. See? See how good this is now? Beautiful sounding. I have to probably see this one here I need to tune up too. This one's fine, but this one here didn't make transit very well either. Oh, dude, it's a nice case. Okay, but that's without the feet though. So just remember, this is without feet. Yeah, V-Rug. That's what I'm saying. Like, people call this silenced. I have used thicker O-rings that make it even more dampened, but that's why sometimes I don't like calling this silenced. Can you also showcase the other controller you got? Oh, they're different? I didn't know they were different. That is totally my bad. I thought these... Oh, that makes sense. I thought both of these were the exact same thing, my friend. So these are the other controllers. Oh, this has the battery on it. I see. But I don't think I have a battery to show. There's the other one. That's how the battery port would look like. This is the other one there. The ZMK one. I think this one here is just missing the battery port on it. But yeah, that's the one with the battery port. So that's the battery port right there for the other controller. So I think for myself, this is probably going to be a pickup for me. I'm probably going to go with the raw. Honestly, I don't think I want a colored case. I think I just want to go strictly raw. So, okay, just as a little note, these are going to sit a little higher than probably the feet that come with the case. But I don't got the feet that come with the case. So this is the best I can provide today, guys. Let's actually switch the top frame and show you guys the other top frame as well. So I don't really have a lot of criticism for this. I think the case works pretty nicely. It's pretty easy. The only thing I could really say was those Phillips screws inside, but that's being changed. I would say a very simple case. All right, that actually sounds so different with the feet, huh? I kind of like it with no feet. It has like more of a thud with no feet, you know what I mean? Low key, yeah, low key, it's a big difference. Yeah, dude, I kind of like no feet. I mean, if you guys pick one of these up, just opt to not put feet, you know? That's what I would probably do. Just no feet. Give you more like that thud, you know what I mean? Definitely brighter. Almost has like a resonance on the inside. But not really. Like it's just more of an aluminum sound profile. Yeah, I would go no feet if you guys are picking this up. Oh, dude, what is with this camera today? God damn, I'm just gonna use the top camera. Oh, dude, I love no feet way more. Look at this. Well, I guess hear this. Oh, wait, no side camera because it doesn't work very well. Oh, dude, that sounds so much better with no feet. Oh, I love this. This is great, dude. Definitely desk mat at all time if you're doing no feet, though. I probably wouldn't do this on just the desk itself. 1.185 kilograms. That is the weight. Or 1.85, 1.84. Fun little pickup if you guys wanted a aluminum HHKB case. It definitely speaks to me just because I've been wanting one. So hell yeah. I don't know how you guys felt about the project, but I like it. I do like it. Cool though. Thanks for letting me take a look at this, brother. This is very fun. Like I said, I've been after something like this for a while, so this is perfect for what I want. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Love you guys, and have a good rest of your Sunday. Bye, everybody.